All right, end of the year, you've seen the countdown list for sneaker releases, but I also shared some goals, right? Started 2022. Suffice to say, I failed like 2/3 of those goals, so I'm okay to admit that. It is the bigger picture that matters, so let's just highlight some of them, but also celebrate, I guess, some of the wins in there. What's going on, everybody? It's your girl TJ back, another video on Talks with TJ, and end of the year self-awareness. It's bittersweet. It really is. Like, I'm just gonna be honest with you. Like, you sit down and you're like, I said I would do that. Did nothing of that sort for some things, and then for other things, like, you may have actually checked it off the list. Now, if you're like me, you maybe are a little bit harsh on yourself in terms of things you don't hit, goals that you set for yourself. It's good to be ambitious and, you know, to hold yourself to a certain level of execution. Like, it's great. I've always done that for myself, but it's also still a struggle for me to appreciate like those smaller wins. And I'm also okay though, acknowledging like, yeah, some things were a failure. So we can start there. You guys remember that video was like 11 months ago? If not, I mean, I'll go ahead and just link it below, and I'm sure I'll have another video for the start of 2023. But I focused on 3 different things. I'm pretty sure it was finances, it was fitness, it was the channel. Yeah, so finances, if you guys remember, what was one of those? Pay off student loans. If we're gonna be technical, that's actually it's like no, because it still hasn't happened by the end of 2022, but then it's like this gray area of a wash because student loan forgiveness was granted, and yeah, we're just up in the air. We're in limbo right now until the courts give us an answer in February of 2023, but even then there may be like an appeal to that, so who knows where we stand. The reality is, so from 2021 through 2022, listen, I was blessed to have my finances stable during the shutdown and even past that. So I diligently paid on my student loans. That was a whole series here. I won't get into that, but well over $9,000 paid towards student loans, and the remainder would have been forgiven. And then we're kind of again in this limbo phase. So for me personally, I've already shared on the channel that money, at least the extra funds that I originally chose to pay towards my student loan balance, that can be better served in the market long-term, gaining compound interest there for me versus paying on the student loan, which that interest is actually pretty low, which works in my favor. Also, the payment is so low, if you guys end up kicking it back into repayment, that's fine. I'll pay you the like $100 a month and keep on pushing and focus on my future in terms of investing and other things that I need to get done in life. So that's kind of like a no, kind of like a gray area there. When it comes to the vehicle though, I at least hit that goal of paying off the current Benz that I owned or was driving, and then that paid off vehicle, gifted to mom, and then buying myself a newer used Benz for my birthday. So that all occurred end of November and then carried over into December because it, you know, takes a little bit to go ahead and get everything registered in your name, but that's done. Mom loves her car, she's happy, I'm happy. So that was a really big goal for myself, and it's still surreal to know that I did that for myself. Again, biggest purchase I've ever made for myself as an adult. So happy that was checked off the list. And then I actually did mention like just, I remember I mentioned Web3 and NFTs in that video, and 2022 was a year of learning and education, and I learned so much, and I am excited to see what Nike does with Dot Swoosh. So I'll be tuned in. I'm sure you probably will too. In terms of fitness, again, this is not really shared on the channel like that. If you ever want to see just random clips that I choose to post and share about my lifestyle, which yes, I'm very active, then you can follow me on Instagram at talkstylewith.tj. It's also posted on Twitter _talkswithtj. Did I hit those goals? Absolutely positively not. They were more calisthenics based, and I just did not. So that was just, it was a fail there. It was in terms of pull-ups and push-ups, it was a consecutive count. The counts were probably high by some people's standards, but is what it is. Did I gain something though from at least pursuing those? Yes. So sets of 10 to 12 pull-ups are much easier now. The endurance is better in there. That wasn't the goal though. The goal was like double that. Told you they were lofty. 4 push-ups, just again, better endurance. So better able to crank out sets of 20. The goal consecutively unbroken was higher than that. Did not hit that. But that's fine. Now, newer goals heading into 2023, those are actually more focused on strength and just heavier lifting. because I need to stop short selling myself there and lift heavier. Like, it's just a reality of what needs to happen. So absolutely have my goals aligned for there, and it's more about reps, sets, and I think I'm good. I think I'll be well on my way to achieve those. Finally, the channel. All right, let's discuss this. So, had goals, didn't really have goals. I guessed what I might end the channel at in terms of subscriber count. I was wrong, Social Blade was wrong. We were all wrong, okay? Very much, it's lower. All right, let's just put it this way. Lower. It was absolutely, positively lower, okay? I always joke and say, first off, be a better creator than myself. Second, I would absolutely, positively not do this as a living, just for myself. But I think the start of January 2022 was right around 30,000, so I'm gonna end close to 37. So about 7K growth, and I can kind of see the trajectory for there. Yeah, listen, who knows what I'll be doing by the time it would take me to hit 100K. There are still no goals in terms of sub count for the channel. It's just not, because I never knew what this would grow into. So I just get up here and I create, and I may have different small challenges for myself that I may want to accomplish just in terms of being a different creator or challenging myself different ways. So it may be as much of a focus on shorts as it is long form content, which is really funny because shorts views have now surpassed my long form content within the last 90 days. So that's wild and interesting. Second, trying to have these videos just provide as much value, but also be more concise. So not going over the 10-minute count. That's actually a goal of mine, actually staying lower than that. But I'll focus on more of that in 2023. So yeah, I definitely still failed like 2/3 of the goals, but the point is, reflect, give yourself some grace, celebrate some of those wins, and I appreciate any time, as always, that you've spent here on the channel. If you had wins, celebrate those. You did that. If you failed on any of those, figure out what worked, what didn't, and then adjust as you head into the new year. But more importantly, just enjoy yourself as we actually enter the new year. Thanks for tuning in. As always, act your age, not your shoe size. Peace.